The absolute fastest way a woman can destroy a man's soul has nothing to do with cheating. It does not involve loud screaming. It does not involve throwing plates across the kitchen. It happens with a very quiet, very casual sentence. She looks at you from across the dinner table, she lets out a heavy sigh, and she says, "Look at the brand new house Sarah's husband just bought her. Why can't you be more ambitious like him?" In that exact second, your stomach drops completely to the floor. You feel a hot, burning fire in your chest. You work your hands to the bone every single day. You pay the heavy bills. You stay completely loyal to her. But suddenly you realize you are not a respected partner in her eyes. You are just a contestant in a massive, never-ending competition. She is holding up a mental scorecard, and she is telling you right to your face that you are losing to another man. Today, we are going to expose the dark, twisted psychology of why she constantly compares you to other men. If you do not learn how to shut this toxic behavior down the exact second it happens, she will completely strip away your manhood, piece by piece, until you are nothing but a weak shadow. You need to understand exactly why she uses this specific weapon against you. When a woman compares you to another man, she is hitting the absolute deepest insecurity in the male brain. Since the beginning of human history, men have been built to compete. We compete for resources, we compete for territory, and we compete for respect. When your woman looks at you and tells you that another man is doing a better job than you, it is a direct, violent attack on your ability to provide and protect. So why does she do it? Why would the woman who claims she loves you want to hurt you so badly? Because she is testing the strength of your walls. She is pushing a very sharp button to see exactly how you will react under extreme pressure. She wants to see if you will stand your ground like a solid mountain, or if you will crumble and cry like a weak child. Let me tell you a real story about a man who failed this test completely. He lost his money, he lost his pride, and he lost his mind. We will call him Michael. Michael was a good, normal guy working a regular job. He made enough money to pay his rent and live a peaceful life. He started dating a woman who spent 5 hours a day scrolling on social media. She was constantly looking at the fake, perfect lives of rich influencers. One evening, they were sitting on the couch, and she shoved her phone right into Michael's face. It was a picture of her friend's boyfriend standing next to a brand new luxury sports car. She rolled her eyes and said to Michael, "See? That is how a real man treats his girlfriend. Why do we always have to drive around in your old, noisy truck? I wish you had his kind of drive." Michael felt a massive wave of shame and panic. His nice guy programming took total control of his brain. He felt like he was losing her, so he decided he needed to prove her wrong. He needed to prove he was just as good as the other guy. The very next week, Michael went to the bank. He took out a massive, terrible loan with a huge interest rate. He bought an expensive luxury car he could not afford. He started working double shifts on the weekends just to make the monthly payments. He stopped going to the gym. He stopped seeing his friends. He completely exhausted himself just to buy her love and stop the comparisons. For the first 2 weeks, she was happy. She took pictures in the car. But exactly 1 month later, the comparisons started again. This time, she compared his clothes to another man. Then she compared his physical muscles to a guy at her gym. Michael eventually ran out of money. The bank took the car back. And the exact day the car was gone, she packed her bags and left him. Michael is the ultimate loser in this story because he thought he could win the game by changing himself to please her. He did not understand the cold, hard truth. When you try to compete with the ghost of another man, you instantly validate her disrespect. You prove to her that she completely controls your emotions and your wallet. She lost all biological respect for Michael the exact day he went to the bank, because she realized she could manipulate him with just one simple sentence. You can never, ever buy a woman's respect. You cannot negotiate attraction. If she is constantly looking over the fence at what the neighbors have, her heart is not focused on you. She is operating on pure, toxic hypergamy. Hypergamy is the biological desire for a woman to always look for a bigger, better deal. In a loyal, healthy woman, that desire is turned off because she respects the man she is with. But in a toxic woman, that desire is a completely open door. She views you as a temporary stepping stone until a richer, better-looking guy comes along. Now, we must look at how a true winner handles this exact same situation. We have to look at a man who knows his own absolute worth and refuses to play silly games. We will call him David. David was a hard-working man who was building his own small business. It took a lot of his time and energy. He was dating a woman named Jessica. Jessica liked David, but she had a very bad habit of talking about her rich ex-boyfriend. One night, David took Jessica out to a nice, normal dinner. The food was good, the atmosphere was quiet. But Jessica was in a bad mood. She looked at the menu, sighed loudly, and said, "You know, my ex-boyfriend used to take me to the 5-star steakhouse downtown every single Friday. He never worried about the prices on the menu." She dropped the comparison bomb right in the middle of the table. She wanted David to feel small. She wanted him to get defensive and apologize. David did not panic. He did not get angry. He did not yell in the restaurant. David slowly put down his fork. He looked her straight in the eyes. His face was completely blank. He had zero emotion. He did not show an ounce of jealousy or fear. He spoke in a very low, very calm, completely flat voice. He said, "If you miss his lifestyle so much, you are completely free to call him right now and ask him to pick you up. I am not keeping you here as a prisoner. But if you sit at my table, eating the food I am paying for, you will never mention another man's name again. Do you understand me?" The silence at that table was so heavy you could cut it with a knife. Jessica's face turned completely red. She was in absolute shock. She expected him to get defensive. She expected him to try and prove himself. Instead, he gave her the ultimate masculine response. He opened the door and invited her to leave. She immediately backed down. She apologized quietly and never brought up her ex-boyfriend ever again. David completely won the interaction because he passed the ultimate test. He showed her that his dignity and his peace of mind were far more valuable than her presence. He showed her that he was an unshakable mountain. When a woman crashes into an unshakable mountain, she feels a massive wave of safety and biological respect. She respects the man who is totally willing to walk away. This is exactly how you must handle the comparison trap. When she says, "Why can't you be more like John?" you must never, ever explain yourself. Weak men love to explain themselves. They say, "Well, honey, John has a different job than I do, and John's family gave him a lot of money, and I am trying my best." When you explain yourself, you are acting like a small child trying to justify your actions to your mother. You are handing her the power of a judge. Instead, you must use the power of absolute silence and total emotional detachment. When she drops the comparison, you look at her, you let a long, heavy silence fill the room, and you calmly say, I am perfectly happy with who I am. If you are looking for a man like John, I highly suggest you go find him. Then you turn around and walk out of the room. You do not stay to argue. You do not wait for her to cry. You simply remove your attention. Attention is the currency of a relationship. When she disrespects you by comparing you to another man, you instantly cut off her funding. You take your attention away. You go read a book. You go to the gym. You show her that access to your time is a massive privilege, and that privilege is instantly revoked the moment she steps out of line. You must destroy the nice guy inside of you. The nice guy wants everyone to be happy. The nice guy will swallow disrespect to keep the peace. But the modern dating world will completely eat the nice guy alive. You must resurrect the strong, stoic man inside of you. A man who loves deeply, but demands absolute, unwavering respect in return. You are carrying the heavy weight of your own life on your shoulders. You fight hard every single day just to survive. You do not deserve to come home to a woman who cuts your legs out from under you just to make herself feel superior. Never apologize for your life. Never feel small because you do not have a sports car or a massive mansion. A real, loyal woman will help you build your empire from the dirt up. A toxic woman will just complain that the castle is not built fast enough and compare you to the king next door. I want you to leave your mark right now. We are a brotherhood, and we learn from the painful lessons of each other. I want you to go down to the comment section and answer this smart question with brutal honesty. What is the absolute most disrespectful comparison a woman ever threw in your face? And how did you finally realize you needed to walk away from her? Did she compare your paycheck to her best friend's husband? Did she compare your car to her ex-boyfriend? Write her exact words down in the comments below. Expose the toxic behavior. Let the younger brothers read your exact story so they can recognize the red flags and protect their own hearts. Guard your frame, protect your peace, and never let a woman make you feel like you are standing in a lineup. You are the prize. Act like it.